February 8th, 2026, TPC Scottsdale, Super Bowl Sunday. The script was written. Hideki Matsuyama, two-time winner of this event, stood on the 18th tee with a one-shot lead. The playoff seemed inevitable. The victory felt secure. Then, in 60 seconds of pure chaos, the golf world witnessed something it had never seen before. A driver betrayed its owner. A 27-foot putt changed everything. And a 26-year-old from Oklahoma, who had already won once this season, delivered the kind of finish that legends are built on. But what happened moments before the winning putt, with the cameras caught and the microphones picked up, has the golf world still talking 4 days later. Subscribe for the full story of the most stunning finish of 2026. Super Bowl Sunday at TPC Scottsdale is its own category of sporting event. Over 100,000 fans packed the desert course, turning golf's biggest party into a sea of noise, beer, and anticipation. By the time the final round switched to national television, 11 players were within 4 strokes of the lead. Anyone's guess, anyone's game. Ryo Hisatsune, the Japanese sensation who had shot a blistering 63 on Friday, couldn't hold the pace. He fell back to a tie for 10th. Matt Fitzpatrick, Jake Knapp, Siwoo Kim, Nikolai Huyugard, Akshay Bhatia, they all made pushes, but all came up short. That left 4 men standing. Michael Thorbjornsen, the Stanford product who had eagled on 15 and seemed destined for glory. Scottie Scheffler, the world #1, who had opened with a shocking 73 on Thursday, but roared back with a bogey-free 64 on Sunday to finish at 15 under. And then the final pairing, Hideki Matsuyama and Chris Gotterup. Gotterup had shot a 63 on Thursday to grab the lead. He stumbled on Friday, dropped on Saturday, and entered Sunday 4 groups ahead of the leaders. He posted his number early, a brilliant 7 under 64, 5 birdies and 6 holes on the back 9, and then waited. Matsuyama controlled his own destiny. At 17 under, 1 shot clear, standing on the 18th tee, the trophy was his to lose. Then the chaos began. The stage was set, the crowd was ready, and one swing was about to change everything.
Hideki Matsuyama had been here before, twice. In 2016 and 2017, he had hoisted the trophy at TPC Scottsdale, beating Ricky Fowler and Webb Simpson in playoffs. The course knew him. He knew the course. But on this Sunday, his driver had been balky all day, erratic, unpredictable, the kind of club that makes a champion nervous even when he's leading. He stood on the 18th tee, 1 shot up, needing only a par to win outright. No playoff, no drama, just a routine finish to a hard-fought victory. He swung. The ball never had a chance. It sliced hard right, disappearing into the desert, finding the water hazard that had ended so many dreams before. The crowd gasped. Matsuyama's shoulders dropped. In one swing, the 1-shot lead evaporated. Then came the moment that would spark controversy for days. As Matsuyama prepared for his second swing, a desperate attempt to recover from the water drop, a noise erupted from the stands. Not the usual 16th hole roar, but something sharper, closer. Matsuyama stopped mid-swing, stepped back, and glared toward the source. His face, usually impassive, flashed with visible frustration. The cameras caught it. The microphones picked up the muttered words in Japanese that translators would later parse. He reset. He swung again. This time, the ball found the rough, then bounced backward, into the water again. The nightmare was complete. A playoff was inevitable. And the golf world suddenly had 2 stories, Gotterup's comeback and Matsuyama's collapse. Hideki walked off the green with a bogey. Chris Gotterup, watching from the scoring tent, grabbed his putter and headed back to the 18th tee. The playoff was set. The drama was just beginning. The 18th hole at TPC Scottsdale. Sudden death. One hole, two players, everything on the line. Chris Gotterup stepped to the tee first. His drive was perfect, middle of the fairway, exactly where he needed to be. The 26-year-old from Oklahoma, winner of the Sony Open in Hawaii just weeks earlier, looked calm, focused, ready. Hideki Matsuyama followed. His swing was tentative, haunted by the demons of the previous hour. He stopped mid-swing again, another distraction, another glare at the crowd, and when he finally let it go, the result was the same. The ball found the rough, skittered sideways, and disappeared into the water. It was over. Not officially, but spiritually. Matsuyama would take a penalty drop, struggle to the green, and watch as Gotterup lined up a 27-foot birdie putt that would seal the victory. Gotterup didn't hesitate. The putt tracked true, found the center of the cup, and the celebration began. His fourth career PGA Tour victory, his second of the 2026 season, a winner's check for $1,728,000. In his post-round interview, Gotterup fought back tears. "I'm having such a good time playing right now," he said. But the story wasn't just about the winner. It was about what happened moments before that winning putt and the man who walked off the green in stunned silence. Chris Gotterup had his moment, but Hideki Matsuyama had questions, and one of them, about the fan who caused the disruption, would dominate headlines for days. In the immediate aftermath, the focus was on Gotterup. Deservedly so, but within hours, a different narrative began to emerge. Hideki Matsuyama had been visibly frustrated throughout the final round. The Waste Management Phoenix Open is famous for its rowdy crowds, the 16th hole, the party atmosphere, the general mayhem. Players know what they're signing up for. But this felt different. Sources close to Matsuyama's camp later revealed that the distraction on the 18th tee, the one that caused him to stop mid-swing, came from a fan who had climbed a temporary fence and was running toward the fairway. Security intervened quickly, but the damage was done. Matsuyama's second disruption during the playoff was even more egregious. A cell phone rang at the exact moment of his downswing. The sound was audible on broadcast. Matsuyama's glare was unmistakable. In the locker room afterward, witnesses reported Matsuyama speaking forcefully to a PGA Tour official. The exact words weren't public, but the body language was clear. This wasn't just frustration, this was anger. "I think that's going to be a talking point this week," one player said anonymously. "We all love the atmosphere here, but there's a line, and today, that line got crossed." The tournament was over, but the debate was just beginning, and it would force the PGA Tour to confront a question it had avoided for years. How rowdy is too rowdy? 4 days after the playoff, the golf world is still processing what happened at TPC Scottsdale. For Chris Gotterup, the future is bright. 2 wins already in 2026, a career trajectory pointing straight up. He earned 500 FedEx Cup points, 57.6 official World Golf Ranking points, and a place in the conversation as one of the young stars to watch. His 63-64 weekend bookends proved he can close under pressure. For Hideki Matsuyama, the questions are harder. His third playoff at this event ended in heartbreak. His driver, which had been unreliable all week, betrayed him at the worst possible moment, and the fan incidents have opened a broader conversation about crowd control at golf's biggest party. The PGA Tour announced Monday that it would review security protocols for future events at TPC Scottsdale. No formal changes yet, but the message was clear. They're listening. Meanwhile, Scottie Scheffler's remarkable recovery from opening 73 to final round 64 to tie for third reminded everyone why he's world number 1. Colin Morikawa finished T54, pocketing $22,272, a quiet end to a wild week. And somewhere in the desert, a fan who climbed a fence and another who forgot to silence their phone became unlikely characters in one of the most dramatic finishes in waste management history. The 2026 Waste Management Phoenix Open is over, but the conversations it started about comebacks, collapses, and the line between atmosphere and interference will follow the PGA Tour for months to come. For more deep dives into the moments that define golf, make sure you're subscribed.